Hi everybody, welcome to Vlogtober. Midterm season is finally over, which means I'm back and I can finally catch up on making and editing my videos, which I have been filming while I was, in my little study season. Also, peep the violin earrings. I thought these were so cute for today because today is, I think, the start of sweater weather, so sleeves and all that going outside. And I had the idea to make a video and talk about something that some people have and some people don't, and I thought it was really important for wherever you are, not just college or dorms, just wherever, is emotional intelligence. So I'll be talking to you about what it is, the four factors, and how it affects you and other people. So, why is this important? Because in college, you're no longer in your own space. Okay, I'm sorry, but your little room space is gone. You're now sharing it with one or maybe like even three other people in one room, and you have to learn how to share a space, collaborate. You have to learn how to communicate, especially because now it's not just you yelling at your sister or brother or whatever. Now it's like a whole different person, and you have to get used to however they grew up in their own home. But you also have to be polite, and this also goes for new kids in the classes, students, scholars, peers, and you have to find a way to communicate with those people. So in life, a lot of people pay attention to IQ. Of course, like how smart you are, how good you are with your memory and doing tests. And even though that's important, IQ can only get you so far because IQ isn't really going to land you a job in the real world, or it's not going to tell you exactly how to respond in emotional situations. Because people, we are emotional creatures. Humans are emotional creatures. We do things based off of instinct, off of what we're feeling. It's completely natural. So learning how to navigate that will definitely help you with your friends or just people that you have to be around. So number one, and I did make notes here. It's a lot of science stuff to know. IQ, right? IQ is not flexible. Apparently, that's fixed from when someone is born. Of course, you can get better at subjects and learn things, but your IQ, it's fixed from when you're born. Your EQ, however, is flexible. You can change it, and it grows as you grow. Okay. So the four emotional intelligence skills are this: self-awareness, self-management, social skills, and relationship management. So self-awareness is, how you are able to understand your own emotions and you know how you're going to respond to certain people or certain situations, right? You know what motivates you, you know what doesn't motivate you, and you already know what kind of skills that you have as a person. And honestly, to figure this out, I did take up journaling to write out, the things that would make me, really happy that other people did or things that would make me upset, and I would try to figure out, okay, how did I react and how can I do better in in future event. It's good to journal and reflect and know how to do things like this. So self-management is the ability to stay flexible and be able to redirect your behavior in a positive way. So self-awareness is knowing why you respond the way you do, and self-management is, actually focusing on managing your response, so you don't crack, so you don't snap, so you don't suddenly, get into a fight with someone that didn't, you don't need to fight with. It's basically making sure that you as a person are able to get along well with other people around you. And then we have social awareness, which I think a lot of people lack, as well as self awareness. But social awareness is, the ability to pick up on the emotions of other people around you. Not just like mind reading. We can't do that. We're not Charles Xavier. But you're just able to pick up on body language, their tone of voice, how they look. And it's kind of like you can see what they're thinking. And, you're able to also take their feedback and what is it? Not change your behavior, but take in what they're feeling and be able to respond correctly to it. In a way, it's like being empathetic or sympathetic, where you're able to look into the perspective of other people, and it honestly helps with a lot of problem solving skills, especially communication, because you're not just thinking about yourself, you're thinking about how the other person feels about a certain situation. So you don't become like a selfish person, living in the dorm and it's like me. No, because there's another person with you, so it's both of you. And the fourth one is relationship management, which is, the bond you build with other people over time and how you manage it, even with people you dislike. Because I know there are people who don't like others, and there's, very easy tension, and it kind of just ruins the whole vibe of the group, or the hall or whatever you are. So it's really important to know when to keep social harmony, because I think that's personally really important. Here are some self-awareness strategies as well as other strategies for the other three. So keep a journal. This is my own journal. Okay, it's pretty blank. Well, what I'm showing you is blank, but this actually has, a lot of stuff that I write in here about how I'm feeling or maybe future plans. Get a journal for anything, but really what you want to do is get a journal and write about your emotions. What sets you off, who or what triggers you, right? Make sure you get it all out there so you can physically look at it. Okay, and then be objective. Observe yourself from an outside perspective. Before I went to college, I asked my friends to describe me from the outside, and they gave me descriptions on the kind of person I am from an objective point of view. And you know what? I liked it. I liked what they said. Okay, it doesn't matter if you like it or not. It's just, how do other people see it? Don't let negative emotions cloud your judgment. Okay, don't ever make a decision when you're on a bad mood. Honestly, sleep on it. Sleep on it, forget about it, eat a snack, take a nap, and then come back to when you're feeling better. Second, we have self-management strategy. So the first one I have here is breathe. And it sounds silly, but think about it. So your lungs give you enough air for every single organ in your body, okay? They work that hard to make sure that everything in your body has air. And your brain demands 20% of the air. It needs it to, be able to think and function right. So before you make a decision, before you do anything based on your emotions, just breathe. Give yourself enough time to just think, and then think rationally, and then, proceed from there. Again, before you make a decision, create in emotion versus reasonless. What are you feeling, and then what is your brain telling you, right? Make lists like that, like a pros and cons, okay, before you come to any kind of decisions involving people. And this one's important, controlling your inner thoughts. Okay, we do this a lot where we use the words like always or never to label something. Don't do that. Don't use this always happens, or don't use they never do this, okay? Because that also sends signals to your brain about what's going to happen in the future, and the way you're going to act is going to reflect that. So let's not do that. Also, don't label yourself when you do something wrong. Don't call yourself names. That doesn't help. Just say that you made a mistake. Because we're humans and we make mistakes. That doesn't mean you have to call yourself dumb or stupid because of it. You don't need to do that. Be nice to yourself. And lastly, for this part, if you're about to, or if you do get into an argument with a person and you have like different perspectives or point of views, talk to someone who's not emotionally invested in your side of the story. Because if you always have someone to talk to that is constantly on your side, you're never going to grow. You're never going to learn from your mistakes because you constantly have someone who thinks just like you do. But if you have somebody who challenges you a little bit and makes you see other people's perspectives, then you start to grow and think, okay, maybe I did something wrong. Like, do you see where I'm going with this? Okay. Here we have number 3 out of 4 strategies for social awareness. We're now on social awareness. Now, this is if you want to make a really good impression on people, but greet people by their name. Okay, people, we like being called by our names, okay? It feels, personal, it feels warm, it feels like we're being paid attention to by other people. So when you call them by their name, it's like, oh, they already know me, and instantly it's like a little bit of a connection there, you know? Again, watch body language, okay? Watch how people act when they're outside of their dorm and watch how they act when they come back to their dorm, okay? They could be two different people, they could be the same people, some are extroverted and some are introverted. So what that means is people think of extroverts as, loud people, probably like the life of the party and all that, and we probably are. But what to be an extrovert means that we get our energy from other people. So when I step outside personally, I I need to be around people in order for me to, be lively, for me to be happy and engage in conversations. Other than that, if I'm alone, then I'm just alone. I'm just there. I don't thrive. If anything, I'm wilted. Kind of like my sunflowers over here. You know, that's how extroverts work. They need other people to have energy. Whereas different for introverts, where they get their energy from being alone. Okay, they don't mind not really socializing, because that's how they recharge. And when the more they talk to people, the less energy they have. So also be mindful on what kind of person you're dorming with, or the kind of classmate you have, and just pay attention to what kind of person they might be. Because who knows, maybe you could be excited and talking and sharing all this stuff, but they're all you're doing to them is just like you're pushing on their energy level, you're pushing them down. Or maybe they're extroverted and you're just kind of just leaving them alone, but all they really want is for someone to talk to them. Also, on the whole body language thing, make your timing right. Okay, time your questions, time your answers, the right person, the right state of mind. I have witnessed so many times, someone try to help another person who was just mentally not there. Like, it was not a great day for them. And I don't think they needed to hear all these critiques or like what they could have done better when they're already feeling so low. So, really pay attention to how people are looking, first of all, facial expressions and what their body is telling you. Okay, plan ahead. If you're the kind of person who can't just improv and think stuff up on the spot, plan ahead. Talking points. If you're very awkward for conversations, always have a back pocket question and talking point so that you can keep the conversation going. Because at some point there will be awkward silence and it'll be weird, but someone's gonna talk and maybe that person will be you, and you just, keep it going and you'll be life of the party. So I just thought I'd make the video and share this today, honestly, because I think it looks so good. Also, because it was just here, lighting's right, and I've seen some things in my classes that I thought, okay, I'm thinking that people who are just coming here really need to know about this. But yeah, to summarize my points, being self aware, journaling, and making sure that you know the kind of person you are in certain situations, and self management, writing down, how you're going to manage yourself as a person when you communicate with other people, if you're about to get into a debate or an argument. Social awareness, being aware of other people and how they're thinking or they're feeling based off their body language, asking them questions, or even just like what their face looks like. Sometimes people's faces come with subtitles. Read them. They're there. For as long as you are just a person observing other people, just do your best to be aware of who's around you. All right? And try to be kind. Okay, social harmony really does matter a lot. There is a a ripple effect when one person has a bad attitude and it affects everybody else. Just try to be the best person you can and to get along with people. That does not mean you should let them step all over you. Okay, don't be a doormat. Just be kind. So the book I read, if you want to know more about this, is called Emotional Intelligence 2.0. You can read an audiobook about it, or you can go get the physical book. I think it's really good and you should go get it. Also, thank you for being here and happy Vlogtober. Welcome to Janelle's Gallery.